True grace does not validate the continuation of habitual sin. Romans chapter 6, verse 1 and 2. So then what shall we say to these things? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Titus chapter 2, verse 11 and 12. For the grace of God that brought salvation has appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, godly in this present age. That is the true definition of grace. It turns you from unrighteousness to righteousness, from unholiness to holiness, from ungodliness to godliness. It brings you from the world into the kingdom of Christ. That is the true definition of grace. When somebody is flourishing on a wrong path in doing evil, he has not found grace, but what he found is disgrace. When this is asked to grace, it becomes a disgrace, because it will appear at the journey of such one if he did not turn to the rightful path. In the book of Proverbs chapter 14 verse 12, there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end of it is destruction. So when somebody is flourishing on the wrong way, we should not call it grace, because grace does not strengthen sin. Grace weakens sin. Grace kills the flesh. Grace kills the will of man and allow the will of God to supersede. That is the true definition of grace. It never strengthens, promotes sin, but it kills sin in anywhere it drops. So when you find grace, they will see righteousness in you. When you find grace, they will see holiness in you. When you find grace, they will see the will of God in your life. That is the true definition of grace. If somebody into Yahoo and is building houses, buying cars, he has not found grace. What he found is disgrace, because this grace will appear at the end of his journey. When somebody is doing wickedness and is making it, there is a destruction at the end, and that is disgrace, not grace. So we should not misunderstand grace, the word grace. Hallelujah. So that is true grace, turns you from unrighteousness to righteousness, to righteousness, to righteousness. Like this message, share it to everyone. I want to ask, have you found grace? Have you found grace? If you have found grace, I thank God for your life. If you have not found grace, tell God to help you find this grace, because this grace, when it comes upon you, it is always visible. You become Christ-like. You become Christ-like. That is true grace. May God help us to find this grace. Please leave your comments below at the comment section. Like this video and pass it to others. God bless.